Today in VR, it is predictions time. Me and Samson both have 5 predictions for the upcoming MetaQuest Gaming Showcase, which is only a week away. We also have some predictions from our Discord group and a couple of special guests as well. Just some housekeeping before we get into the show. We'll be doing the MetaQuest Gaming Showcase live on the Let's Talk Oculus YouTube channel, so definitely check us out. We'll be on about half an hour before the actual show starts, which is 10 a.m. Pacific and 1 p.m. Eastern, or 6 p.m. if you're in the UK as well. So we'll be on half an hour before that. Also, disclaimer, this episode, the audio was not the best. It was just a bad audio day. I've managed to savor it a little bit, but I promise better audio to come in the future. It was just one of those days. Anyway, let's get on to those predictions and let's talk Oculus.
Let's Talk Oculus, a VR podcast, is proudly sponsored by the good folks at Patreon. If you want to support the show, join us on patreon.com/Let's Talk Oculus.
What's up, Oculus nerds? Welcome back to Let's Talk Oculus, episode 88. I'm your host, as always, Dan from Playtest VR, and I'm joined by the pride of Massachusetts. It's Samson. Samson, how's it going? Are you excited at all?
Oh, I am so excited, though today I am not happy to be in Massachusetts because Taylor Swift has been causing a lot of traffic around my home all weekend. Haven't been able to go anywhere.
Oh, it's a shame. It's good job you have a VR headset to mess around in. Obviously today is our predictions, our MetaQuest Gaming Showcase predictions episode. What we're going to do is we're going to have 5 predictions each. And also we have a couple guest predictions as well, so stay tuned for that. So we'll filter them in between, which is going to be fun. Just a quick disclaimer before we get straight into it. For next week, the podcast we won't be doing a podcast because we'll be live streaming the event on our YouTube channel. So we'll be live streaming. It's at 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. UK time, since I'll be in the UK. Definitely check us out on Let's Talk Oculus YouTube if you listen to the audio, because we'll be live streaming with a Patreon and friend of the show, Jenna, as well. Whoop, whoop, whoop. So yeah, join us on that. It's going to be good fun. It's going to be good fun, and we'll have some more predictions on that, and we'll do like a little pre-show a little bit earlier. Unsure what the time will be yet, but most likely half an hour before the event, and we'll join in then.
I have taken the day off. Free.
Excellent. Okay, so let's start before we get into our predictions, because last week we tried to decipher MetaQuest's hints for emojis.
Hold on. What have you been playing?
Oh, what have I been playing in VR? Nothing.
Nothing?
I actually haven't been in VR. I think it's because it's been so hot in VR. I actually haven't played anything in VR. And I was just looking at the PlayStation today, and I was like, I might pick this up today. Like, after we do the podcast. I was like, today might be the day that I go back into Walking Dead. So I'm planning to play Walking Dead, but I actually haven't played anything on the Quest. No, I haven't played anything on the Quest. What about you?
I know it's a long episode, but so I'll race through it. So I hopped in the Prey. Somebody made a Prey port for the Quest, like Prey 2006. Mm-hmm. So it's like an old PC game. Mm-hmm. Very cool. I'd never played the game before. And part of the game you can like walk on walls, like gravity shifts.
Oh yeah.
It's kind of cool. That
sounds like motion sickness.
Well, yeah, the first cutscene, they're like, you're being carried. You have no control over your body.
Yeah.
You're just like, what's going on? Then they drop you. That was kind of intense. Not gonna lie.
Fair enough.
Good fun.
But a good port.
Yeah.
Nice.
Then my normal bowling and walkabout. Mm-hmm. I got into Breachers the Friday night for a few hours. Oh, man, I got smoked with D-Max and PJ and Wookie. Mm-hmm. But then I redeemed myself later on in the night.
Nice.
Sort of, yeah. Then Zenith hopped in that new update with the Cyber Ninja, started over, checked out the new area. Mm-hmm. It's been like at least 8 to 10 months since I hopped in Zenith.
Yeah.
And it feels way more like an MMO now. I was chopping a lot of trees and I was mining ore, And that's basically all I did, was just like chopping trees. And
literally what I've been doing in Zelda, to be honest. I've been chopping a lot of trees, making boats. That seems to be what I've been doing all week in gaming history. But it's fun. It's actually fun to do that, though. It's fun to, like...
Speaking of...
Yeah.
Do you know what Owen Wilson's favorite MMO is?
Owen Wilson's favorite MMO?
Mm-hmm.
No. I don't even have a clue. I didn't even know he played games.
It's WoW.
Oh, World of Warcraft?
No, it's because he always says WoW.
Oh, I see. Okay. I was going to say, I thought it was a serious question. I was like, Owen Wilson? I was like, he was into games. So like a big scene.
He might be. I don't know.
Very, very good. Very good.
And then just one more game. I saw Beardo Benjo posted a video playing Descenders or Descender.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a bike riding flat screen game. And they made a VR mod for it.
Yeah.
Gotten that. Also pretty intense, but very fun.
Nice. Yeah, these mods like pretty. Like I remember playing the was it Dr. Beef or Mr. Beef?
Mm-hmm. It's a doctor. He's a doctor. He's got
Dr. Beef. Yeah, I remember playing his Doom way back in the day, and super fun. It's just motion sickness because you just got to be wary about that because it is. Really just the speed.
Yeah, Doom.
It's just the speed.
Doom is so fast. Yeah, it's so fast.
I played Quake as well. I think you made a Quake 1. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I played Quake 1 in there too, it was really fun. It was really fun to be in that world. It's like, damn, I was playing this on the PC back in 2004 or whatever, and now I'm in the world. It's pretty wild, to be honest. These ports.
It's crazy. You're like in childhood favorites. Like you're like, I always wanted to be in the game, and now we finally can.
Now we finally can. Excellent.
All right, let's do it. Let's do our predictions.
Let's think about the first MetaQuest gaming showcase hint that they just put out, because they just put out this, like, I think the day of posting the last podcast, actually. It actually came out on Thursday, and this is the hint this time, and I'll read it out for our audio listeners. We got a trumpet, we got a drum, we have confetti, like the cone with confetti coming out. We have a palm tree, and we have a monkey. So trumpet, drum, confetti, palm tree, monkey. Any idea what this is?
Sea of Thieves?
It's an Xbox exclusive. Just sometimes
they got the Microsoft connection.
They do have the. I mean, does Sea of Thieves have like music? This sounds like a rhythm game. This seems like a Donkey Konga kind of feeling rhythm game, if you know what I mean.
Donkey? Now you go Nintendo?
I don't know. Sometimes these are hard because like this could be a game that no one's heard of before, right? And it's like it's not like a port or anything like that. This is just a brand new IP, and it's just some monkey party dancing music game.
Oh, Super Monkey Ball?
That's not a music party dance game. That just has a monkey in it.
It's got music. They play music in the background,
So I think it's safe to say that we both don't really have an idea of what this will be, but it'd probably be a jungle rhythm game. That's what I'm thinking.
I don't think it's a rhythm game.
It has two musical instruments. Okay, and as
I know.
You don't think it's a rhythm game?
Army people play the drums, like pirates or whatever. It's
Pirate. Okay. I feel like they'll have a pirate emoji. Okay. It's safe to say this prediction.
Is there a pirate emoji?
No, there isn't a pirate emoji, but I would, take it. But never mind. If anyone knows, or if anyone thinks they have an idea, I had a look at Twitter and people were just saying all these like big IPs that are on flat screen games, and it's like you gotta remember this is VR. It's not like we're porting this to the Nintendo Switch or something like that. It's a completely different platform of gaming.
I do feel like their hints or whatever are geared towards ports. But I could be wrong. That was my gut.
That's an interesting pre-prediction.
I feel like these games already are games. I feel like they're not new IPs. Because why put emojis?
Yeah, because it just gets people excited. It just gets people excited. All right, let's get straight into the predictions because this might go on for a while. Prediction 1. Samson, take it away. What is your first prediction for the Metagaming Showcase 2023?
Well, Dan, the day of the MetaQuest Showcase, we are going to be able to Xbox Cloud Game. Day of. I don't know. You call it a shadow drop? I don't know. There's going to be an app or some way to more seamlessly Xbox Cloud Game.
Yeah, I like the boldness of day one. I like that boldness. But I actually really think this is going to happen. Spoilers, I do have a prediction of this, but it's slightly different. But I do like that. I mean, they announced it kind of. Well, they did pretty much announce it when they did their Connect, and then you've heard nothing about it since. So you're hoping that this is the time. Game Pass Cloud, Game Pass is on everything now, pretty much. You know, like you can get it on your TV.
Mobile phones, yeah,
exactly, mobile phones. So why not put it into? I just hope that when they do eventually come out with this, they do a good job with it in terms of not just making the cloud support feel good, but like the environments where you're gaming and such, like what you can do with it. I don't want like, oh, you're in Oculus Home, you could just bring up the screen and play cloud gaming. That's a bit boring. It's a bit lazy of an integration. Have something fun, like the Amazon Prime Video app, for example, is a really good app for watching movies on. Like it's the environments are nice. You feel very immersed. Where if you put the Netflix VR app, it's a bit pants. It's a bit boring. It's just straightforward. What you can,
It's been years since I opened that. Once I realized it was like capped at like 480p or whatever.
Yeah,
I'm not watching anything in this.
That's what I mean. So I don't want any of that. I want like more of a Prime Video kind of big screen kind of experience is what I want. I don't want just, you can now just have a screen in your Oculus Home to play it. Give me something, I
agree. As much as I feel like if I had that option, I'd probably play in pass-through mode. Like if I could, I'd want...
Yeah.
I mean, I would not necessarily all the time, but that would probably be the predominant way that I would flat screen game or that I would want to, I think.
Yeah. I would definitely say that as well. I think not Quest 2, but if Quest Pro / Quest 3 with a mix, because I'm assuming Quest 3 will have a see-through because it's more mixed reality focused, or it has that as a feature. I could see that. Yeah, if I could see that for sure. Okay. Decent prediction. I like it a lot. My prediction is about the pre-show, the 15 minutes before the actual show. And I'm saying that the pre-show will have a Beat Saber music pack, Walkabout DLC, Among Us DLC, and What the Bat DLC. I think
like it. So you also combined a bunch of them.
Yeah, I just combined. Yeah, exactly. You can't just have like boring, I feel like Assassin's Creed will be here. That's it. No. We need more.
Question though. Because I have way too many predictions, so I'm going to leave this one out because I had Beat Saber song pack. Do you want to take a guess on the artist? Because I got a guess.
You got a guess? What's your guess? And then I'll think. I'm thinking.
Yeah. What's your guess? I'll take a while. So my guess I've already mentioned actually once on the show.
Taylor Swift.
It's going to be a Taylor Swift.
I was going to think that too. I actually think that'll be a great idea, to be honest, because Taylor Swift is like probably the biggest artist in the world.
And she's on tour right now.
She's on tour. It makes sense. But actually, on that, I don't know if they have this because I haven't been keeping track of Beat Saber. But have they got a Bad Bunny pack in there?
No, that's a good one.
So that's it. I think that could be one because that's good party music, and he's like one of the hottest guys in the world at the moment. He's everywhere. He was even on WWE. Exactly.
First time a non-English album was number one, I think.
Exactly. And he got put through a table in the last WWE pay-per-view. Like he's everywhere. It's actually, if anyone's into wrestling or has any inkling, Bad Bunny on Backlash, his match was actually so much fun. I had a big smile on it. I was like, this is actually great. I'm a big fan of him now. I'm not of his music, but more. But yeah, I could see a bit beats Bad Bunny one for sure. If not this time, then at some point, for sure. He's like the hottest thing.
That's a good one.
Sliced bread. But yeah, Beat Saber, Walkabout, Among Us, What the Bat, all in the pre-show.
What the Bat, though?
Yeah, because What the Bat came out with an announcement the other day that they're working on Like, not like working on DLC, but they put like a screenshot of like them working on something. So I'm like, okay, they'll probably announce it. That's why. More of a safer one. I think What the Bat and Beat Saber and Among Us, those three are locked. I just don't know if Walkabout will show it on there. They sometimes tend not to have it on there, and they just announce it on the day, but not part of the... I think they did that last time or a couple of years ago where they didn't announce anything Walkabout on the show, but on the day, Walkabout tweeted that they've got a new DLC coming out, and pretty rings a bell. So, yeah, that's what I think the pre-show is going to be.
I think, Among Us Polis map definitely needs to be shown, and that one could possibly get released.
Yeah, absolutely. I totally agree. Beauty. Okay, so should we head over to our first guest prediction?
Let's do it.
Beautiful. Okay, so we have the VR Grid who gave us this prediction.
Hey everyone, Paul from the VR Realm here. So my prediction for the Meta Showcase, which is also a bit of a hope as well, is that we're going to get more information on Assassin's Creed VR. Now, at the moment, I'm feeling that this is maybe going to be cancelled and it's never going to see light of day, so this is why it's a hope and my prediction for the Meta Showcase. Maybe it's going to be Meta Quest 3, hopefully we'll find out more at the showcase. Pretty please.
Okay. Thanks so much, Paul from VR Realm. Sorry, I said VR Grid. VR Realm. Also, I put out
VR.
Yeah.
Blanks,
Also, just to shout out Paul there, he is on Twitch, twitch.com/the VR Realm. Definitely check him out on Twitch. He streams quite often. Thanks so much for your prediction. Obviously, the Assassin's Creed prediction that we're all kind of hoping for. Assassin's Creed Nexus, which was kind of leaked earlier this year, but only by one source. So how...
And dude... Those leaks had the Quest 1 controllers on them.
Yeah, exactly. It's like how just I particularly don't think it's gonna even come. Well, actually no. Here's my prediction on the Assassin's Creed part. Actually, we'll save that. I just realized it's one of my predictions. I just looked at the script. Ignore. I'll talk about Assassin's Creed in a moment. But thanks a lot, Paul. Let's move on to prediction 2 after you, Samson.
You got it. All right. Here's my turn to combine 2 games into one prediction.
Go on.
And I'm piggybacking on the Xbox Microsoft connection and Minecraft / and I know it's not the same game, but Roblox as well.
To just be like a standalone VR title, like Minecraft or Roblox, or just both.
And I mean both, hopefully.
I think your first prediction is I think that's a good prediction from Xbox partnership bringing Minecraft in.
It can already run, like you can sort of side quest. You can get it running. I've got it running on Quest before, so I just feel like if it's an actual studio doing this,
kind of like an Among Us. Among Us was working kind of, but then that's fair enough. I like that prediction. I can actually see that. I didn't even think of that, but I can see that coming true. Of they're like announcing their partnership, and here is Minecraft that you can download for VR. Exactly.
And then Roblox is just such a huge IP, or do you call it an IP? I don't know. It's such a popular thing.
Yeah. Roblox will be massive.
Yeah.
Roblox will be absolutely huge. But the thing is, like, the only thing I'm a bit conflicted on Roblox is the fact that they obviously have their Horizon worlds where you can build. Sure, you can't really build as extent of Roblox, but you can definitely do all that building. If they bring Roblox in, will people just not bother with the Horizon world stuff? Is there going to be integration? I don't know.
I hope they're like, hey guys, we were wrong. We messed up. Horizon Worlds is closing, and we will focus our resources on actual games.
Honestly, they either do that or just or double down. It's one or the other. They can't half-ass it anymore. But no, I really like that prediction. My prediction 2. Will be now, do you remember the Quest Pass that got leaked? We talked about in the show a few months ago. I think the Quest Pass gets officially announced. Now, if for those of you who don't know, a few months ago, I think it was back in February. I wrote it down here. Give me 1 second.
Somebody leaked like an image, right? It was a screenshot of.
Okay, here it is. Yeah, it's called Project Apollo, and it was leaked in March, and it was basically found deep into the Android version of the Quest app, and it wasn't like deep just into source code. Like there was literally like a page that you could go on and it says Quest Pass. And it kind of, what it said on it said, log in each month to redeem your apps, like free apps each month. Like a subscription service, like say if you had PlayStation Plus or Xbox Live Gold, how they have 2 free games or 4 free games every month that you can download. That's what it kind of sounds like. So I think this is the perfect time to announce such thing. And I think the Quest Pass is a great idea. I think it's something that I would probably buy. You know, I don't know if it would be like $10 a month or something like that, or $5 a month. But you get.
At what point do you not buy it?
$30 a month. Like that's expensive as hell. You know, maybe even $20 a month. I don't want to spend that much. It's got to give me a lot of value.
Yeah, you got to think of like how much do you normally spend on games a year, right?
Yeah.
So if it's $20 a month, you're spending $240 a year on games. Would you have spent that much on games? You know what I'm saying?
That's the thing. Like I would happily spend $15 a month if it gave you like a game credit. And you could use that, like kind of how the audiobooks of Audible work. Like you spend $20 a month and you get 1 free credit that you can use on a book. But
the Audible, you get to keep posts. Like I've canceled my subscription.
Yeah, but you keep your credits.
You keep them. Yeah.
Yeah, you get to keep your credits. I'm not sure if it would be like that, but I think it would be more like, here's a free game and you can download this today. And what I would think is that this is part of the prediction. Quest Pass gets officially announced, and you can download it today. And the first game you can download is Pixel Ripped 1989. So the first version.
You think it'll just have like 1?
I think it'll just have 1. I think they should have 2. Because they can have like a bit more variety. Because most people might have Pixel Ripped, maybe have a curveball. Maybe this is a way, like when PlayStation Plus first came out, it was a way for some indie developers just to get into people's libraries so they can play it.
I was going to say, that's what I think, yeah.
So, like, I don't know if it'll be 1 or 2, I'm not sure, but I would say if they're going to do 2, maybe Pixel Ripped as your big game, and then the second game be something much, much smaller, like maybe not an App Lab game, but maybe a very indie title that's on the Quest store itself for free.
I feel like if you're doing a subscription, you need like a lot of game options. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like but I guess because you're not keeping these games, right? After your subscription's done,
you can't use
play
it.
them, I don't
you can't use it. No.
So I just feel like if you want people to sign up for a month or a year or whatever, you're gonna need to give them a lot of more options, especially because VR games aren't that long, right? So you could beat 2 VR games in the span of 2 weeks or like 1 week if it's summertime and you're a kid. So I just feel like I like the prediction, but I do feel like they'll have devs sign up and be like, do you want your game to be a part of this service? And it could have not like a Netflix level of options, but like a good amount of options.
Absolutely. Absolutely. But the thing is that if it's so PlayStation Plus and Xbox Live Gold, the main thing for them is online support. That's what you're paying for. And those free games are like just more of an incentive. Xbox Game Pass is different because they give you the full library.
Yeah.
The way the leak said, it didn't allude that it was like a Game Pass. The leak said log in each month to redeem your like apps, your new apps. It sounds like they're just going to push out 1 or 2 every month. Like this is the free app that you can download if you're part of, and it might give you more stuff. Like if you're logged in Quest Pass, maybe you get more avatar options. Maybe you get some things like that, some cosmetic things. But because they won't lock online behind Quest Pass.
You know what they might do?
What's that?
You get some cool new avatars and new worlds in Meta Horizon.
then I wouldn't Wouldn't bother. I don't bother.
They'll try to rope the things they want to pull, they want to pull you into.
Yeah. But anyway, I'm intrigued to see what it would be like. I'm intrigued because you'll have Quest Pass, and then I think also you'll have the Gaming Cloud Pass, the Xbox Gaming Cloud. It'll be interesting. Okay, so let's roll into our second guest prediction. We have the folks from Rough Talk VR podcast. Let's roll into it.
Let's do it.
Hey everyone, D Scruffles of the Rough Talk VR podcast coming at you with some quick predictions for the MetaQuest Gaming Showcase on June 1st. So starting up, I think everybody wants to see Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. What I think is a little bit more realistic for us to see, Batman VR, and maybe some more information about the upcoming Ghostbusters VR. And what I selfishly want to see, but unrealistic, Civilization VR. But no matter what comes, I think that we're in for a good show on June 1st.
Batman was the standout one for me. Yeah, thank you so much for that prediction. That was from both of them, from Rough Talk VR.
So Dan, while I was doing some research coming up with my predictions, I looked up a few of the studios Meta owns, one of which is called Armature. Yeah. And they have ported an old Batman game for like a PS Vita or mobile. I don't know. But they've also done, they did the RE4 port.
Yeah.
But I did see Batman down there, and I was like, ooh, that could be a thing. But the game that they did for Batman was like a 2.5,
Yeah, 2D. It's Arkham Blackgate, I think it's called.
Something like that.
Yeah, that's on the Vita. I remember playing that. Batman was the interesting one. I actually think he's right that I think you'll see Batman, but not here. I think you'll see it at the PlayStation Showcase, which for the time of people who are not Patreons watching this, it was yesterday. So I'm not sure if that actually was a thing or not, but I actually think they will bring, because Batman on the PSVR 1 was excellent. It was short. It was like 30 minutes long, but it was such a fun experience. And to flesh that out a little bit more, maybe make a longer version of that game, would be definitely worthwhile for PlayStation VR 2, and that's why I can see that happening in the showcase. Or like they do the same thing but do it for Spider-Man, because to tie it in with the Spider-Man game coming out. But I can see that happening on the PlayStations, but for Quest I'm not sure if it will happen, but that'll be wicked. If they can bring that Batman game, even if they bring that 30 minutes on to Quest, it'll be good. It's a solid game, even though it's 30 minutes or so. It's fun.
Yeah, I played that on PC, and from what I remember, it's not like an open world or anything. It's very linear, very much like you follow what's going on. And yes, it was beautiful, but I do feel like that makes it more likely to be able to be ported to the Quest.
Yeah, I think so too. What about Civilization? His number one wish.
Oh, that is absolutely not coming. And, I mean, RTSs are really tough. I don't think that devs have really figured out how to do RTSs in VR yet. No, I never really got into it. Did you get into Civilization?
No, my dad did though. My dad did back in the day. I remember him having the disc for Windows. I remember because he was into like Age of Empires and such, and I've played Age of Empires lots of times. Love that game. I never used to play it and try and win. I just play it because it'd just be fun to build up your towns and such. But yeah, he got into Civilization. I think for him it got a little bit too much. I think there's so much going on with Age of Empires. It's like way minimal in terms of what you can do. It's pretty simple.
Dude, Age of Empires was too much for me. I remember somebody trying to teach me that. I'm like, what is going on?
To be decent at it, it takes Age of Empires 2 especially is like, it's a simple enough type of game to like grasp, but like there's maybe Age of Empires 3 and such were like more in depth and such, but no, Civilization is a big title. I don't think it's going to come, but we can hope. This is what predictions are for.
Exactly. And that was his bold one. I mean, I don't think my bold ones are going to be coming true either. But I hope, just like he does.
Yeah.
I did used to play Warcraft, the RTSs, before WoW.
Oh, Warcraft? Yeah. Fair enough. I never got into Warcraft. Did you used to paint the models too, or was that? That's a further rabbit hole. Okay.
I just remember. Yes, my lord. Yes, my lord.
That sounds like Shrek as well, that does. All right, so that's 2 predictions from us and 2 predictions from guests. Thank you so much to Paul and the Rough Talk crew for providing your predictions. In part 2, we will go into more predictions and more guest predictions. So we'll see you then.
Hey, we know public lobbies in VR games can be a bit toxic, feel a bit empty at times. That's why we created the Let's Talk Oculus Discord, a friendly community that you can join for multiplayer meetups, general VR chat, the game, and chat about VR, fitness motivation, and there's even a very impressive 3D printing channel. Join over 100 of our community members in the Let's Talk Oculus Discord for free. The link is right in the description.
All right, welcome back to part 2. Our predictions continued. Samson, pick us up where we left off. Prediction 3, what you got?
Prediction 3, we get an announcement about the Moss PvP game, and we get some trailer and or gameplay footage, and hopefully a release date for the fall.
Okay. Why do you think that? What is the reasoning behind that? Or did you just think about it?
No, my real reason is Polyarch Games has a job posting about this, so I just feel like they're going to try to ramp it up.
Yeah. Fair enough. That's not bad. I can probably see that happening. Any like release date prediction? Like, would you say like at the end of the year?
I think it'll be in the fall. Like, I think with maybe Quest 3 around that time, like October.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, that's solid. I think you messaged me the other day. Actually, we looked back at Quest 2, the Quest Gaming Showcase last year, and most of those games all came out in 4. Right, they were all like 4 months later. Kind of thing.
Yeah, so
apart from
the
Moss,
show was on 420, and there was Mercenaries Resident Evil 4 dropped that day.
Yeah.
And then Cities VR came out the next week, and everything else took about at least 4 months. And Ghostbusters is the only one that hasn't come.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, so I was probably by the end of the year, if that's going to come for sure. I'm going to slightly go into the more of the bolder ones. Not bolder ones. This is what I'm just thinking. Prediction 3, you won't see anything about the Quest 3, and you won't see anything about Assassin's Creed. But Assassin's Creed Nexus is coming, but it gets revealed at the Ubisoft conference in June. I don't know if that's been announced, but they always do a Ubisoft conference in June. And I think Ubisoft always saves their games for their showcase. I remember, for example, they came out with, there was a Mario and Rabbids, I think, game on the Switch, and Nintendo just had their Direct and no mention. And then the Ubisoft came, and then that's where they did the Mario and Rabbids on there. And I was like, that's interesting, because I thought Nintendo would normally put that on theirs, right? So I think because something happened when on the actual leaks that was done by... God, I think it was back in February, from Insider Gaming, I think I wrote down. And they said that for Assassin's Creed, it's no longer like Quest exclusive anymore. Like, it got pretty much dropped, and like deal kind of got terminated. It had like an expiry date, due to the budget cuts from Meta. At least that's what they said. What they said. So it's understood now that Ubisoft is publishing it themselves, and therefore it's going to go on all the VR platforms. And therefore, I think that's why it's just going to not be on the showcase. It's just going to be shown in their own conference, and it will be for PlayStation, it will be for Quest and PC.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And it would make sense that Meta wouldn't want to even show it off if it's also coming to PlayStation VR. Because it's going to look way better and play way better on that. So
honestly, that's my also issue with Behemoth. Behemoth's Skydance game that got teased at the end of the Connect, or like in the middle of the Connect last year, but they didn't show anything. But then the State of Play, the PlayStation State of Play back in February, Behemoth had a proper trailer. It was just a CGI trailer, but it looked great. And it's like, oh, I don't know if this is ever even going to come on this show now, because surely that PlayStation showcase that you would have probably seen yesterday, thinking about in the future, would probably show it in all this glory, and then you'll see the Quest version, and maybe not so much. I don't know. That's an interesting one, isn't it? Like these my phone just went off. Like these cross-platform games now, would they even be bothered to show in this conference? When they're going to look, unless it's something like Among Us where it doesn't really have much difference going on.
I do think that they will focus on the meta studios. I mean, they own so many studios now, and it just makes sense to really focus on their first party, first party, if you will,
first party,
games.
Sure. Yeah, for sure. Okay, so guest prediction, not a fun video, but we have some Discord predictions. We'll give you two now, and then we'll give you another one later. But we have Dave in the Discord and Patreon of the show. He said essentially he just wants to see a release date and price for the Quest 3, which is fair. I think a lot of people are hoping. I think that won't come, even if you see the Quest 3. I don't think that will come until Connect anyway, a release date and price. I don't think that will be shown. I think if they're ever going to tease a Quest 3, I don't think they will. They'll just show a tease of it, but there won't be anything details about it. That's what I would think. But I'm hoping for you, Dave. I'm hoping. And
I'm 90 to 95% sure there's going to be no hardware talk whatsoever. That said, I'm hoping Quest 3 pre-orders go live that day.
That's wild. Then there will be hardware.
It's not one of my predictions,
right at the end.
That is what I hope.
Okay, and then Joshua, he said a couple predictions, or hopes or predictions, what I say. He says he wants to know that if there will be Quest 3 exclusives, and if the Quest Pro could play them with foveated rendering. I don't think there'd be any Quest 3 exclusives, to be honest, because it's too early. The Quest is with the Quest 1, the Quest 2's exclusive only happened in that final year, which was last year. And so we're phasing out the Quest 1, and plus the Quest 1 was in backdated hardware, so I don't think you'll see Quest 3 exclusives for a long time. I'll be shocked.
Boz and all of them have been saying that the Quest 2 is going to be relevant for years, so to start showing a Quest 3 exclusive this soon would look bad.
Yeah, and I think, this will be a prediction for the Connect. I think that the Quest 2 will still be on sale when the Quest 3 comes out. I think they'll do what, Apple do with their iPhones and such, will be you can still buy last year's iPhone, but just at $300 less or something like that. So the Quest, for example, might be $199. Picking up a Quest 2 for $199 is a solid deal, to be honest.
Dude, I would love some buyback program, man. There's a lot of people out there using their Quest 2 as a paperweight, and they would probably just be like, yeah, I'll give it back. For for the Quest 3, I don't know, but maybe a credit, some way to recycle these, because they're just going to be trashed, right?
Yeah, for sure.
You got to do something with them.
That's why I'm hoping with the Quest 3 they come out with that SKU with no controllers, just so you can use your Press Pro controllers if you've got them.
I hope you can use the Quest 2 controllers.
I hope you can use the Quest 2 controllers too. I hope you don't need to. I don't think they'll do much with the actual controllers itself for the Quest 3. I don't think there'll be much innovative. They're not going to do inside-out tracking, right? And the only thing that the Quest 3 does is haptic support. Maybe they'll have haptics in there on the triggers and such, like the Quest Pro does, even though it's not really been used that much. That's the only thing I can see them changing on the controller. I think elsewhere the Quest 2 controller is fine. Why not just let us use that?
Don't break what ain't broke. The IR ring is fine most of the time, and I don't know what developments have happened in the field of IR light, but maybe they can make it thinner or something like that. But
sure,
they're pretty good.
Yeah, I think it'll be. I hope they do that. It'll be like Xbox now. I think since the Xbox One. And then now the Series X and such, all those controllers still work because they all have the exact same button outputs and such. I guess PlayStation doesn't really do that, but I don't think they do. Anyway, never mind. But yeah. And also Joshua, actually, one more thing. This is definitely a hope. He says he would like Meta to get a Nintendo game exclusive. Well, hey, that's right at the top of the show when we talked about that trumpet, drum, confetti, monkey. That could be Donkey Konga. Don't rule it out. Don't rule it out.
I would love a Nintendo Quest or Meta connection. Something. Imagine that. Imagine Meta just like connecting with Nintendo and Microsoft and being like, "Screw you, Sony."
It'd be smart. It'd be smart. It will be actually quite smart. And then one day down the line, maybe Xbox gets VR support where you can just plug in your Quest and you as a PC, for example, and play Flight Simulator or something on Game Pass that has VR support. So it'll be a smart idea.
I do wish Nintendo would like buy the Tilt 5 or somehow like I do think Tilt 5 is more like Nintendo likes to do quirky things, you know? And I just think the Tilt 5 you could do a lot of cool things platforming like on the table with Mario and Super Smash Bros where like you're battling in like there's a lot of cool things I think Nintendo could do with AR and the Tilt 5. But yeah, I digress.
Hey, maybe the next Nintendo console will have something like that because they seem to always, every console generation, do something completely different. Pretty much.
It's true.
You know, even if it doesn't work, like they do something completely different. But okay, let's go on to our prediction 4. I'm excited for this one, but after you.
Yeah, this is where I start to teeter on more crazy, just letting you all know.
Me too.
So don't come at me for this one being wrong. Metal Gear Solid 3 coming from that studio Armature, and here's why: they ported also Metal Gear Solid HD collection to the Vita. And
Solid collection.
They also did Sports Scramble, and so Metal Gear Solid 3. There hasn't been a Metal Gear game. Konami's been all quiet and stuff, doing their like pachinko machines or whatever. Right?
I'm not going to lie. I'm pretty sure you said the exact same thing last year. It rings a bell. When you said Metal Gear Solid, I saw you said that last year.
Splinter Cell or something.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe. I mean, I would love like a Metal Gear game because like Aspire 2 is kind of like a Metal Gear kind of inspired type of game, but it's not like great. Like if I was going to rate it after what I've been playing, probably give it like maybe a 3 stars. Like it's like an average, decent game, 6 out of 10 kind of thing. Like has a lot of potential, but does fall down in a lot of places. But yeah, I would love something like a Metal Gear game. But for me, it doesn't make any sense. It would only be on PlayStation. It's always been a Metal Gear kind of. I mean, it's Konami, I guess. But I don't know. Every time I hear Metal Gear, I hear PlayStation.
I also think of PlayStation, but that's I think just from my childhood of like growing up playing Metal Gear 1 on PlayStation.
True. Yeah. So yeah. I don't know, but I like the idea. My prediction 4, which is probably my hope. I think this is this is the boldest one. Quest and Cloud Game Pass support. Okay. No, you've already said that.
I was getting ready for it. Sorry.
You've already said that. Quest Game Pass support. Yep, that's what. But there's also a promotion available later today that if you buy a Quest 2, you get 3 months of Game Pass and an Xbox controller bundled in.
And a controller.
And a controller bundled in. Now, back in the day, if people know Oculus, back in the day when they had their, like, not Quests, I don't know what they were called, like DK1 or such, like the older headsets, like the originals. If you bought that, it would come with an Xbox controller. Xbox had a partnership.
Was that pre...
that was pre-meta.
6, like, did they have, like, motion controls?
That's a good question.
Yeah,
that's a good question. I don't know. But I remember they had a partnership and it came with an Xbox controller in the box when you'd get an Oculus headset, whatever it was called. I think it was the DK1 or something like that. But so I could see this coming back because Game Pass is going to need an Xbox controller, or they're going to need a controller that works with the Quest. And currently, like, PlayStation doesn't work. That controller does not work with the Quest. Like, it needs to support that version of Android, and I think the Android version that Quest kind of runs off is Android 7 or something like that, which doesn't have support for, like, PlayStation 5 controllers or anything like that. So I can see them obviously supporting the Xbox controller. That's a no-brainer, but...
I mean, it does now. I've definitely connected mine to the...
Yeah. So that's perfect. And also there was a leak recently that they've upgraded it was something to do with the new update. I don't remember it at all because I haven't wrote it down, but something to do with the Bluetooth, where they've updated it for controller support to make it a little bit better and a little bit easier as well.
I have heard that helped with the Pro controllers as well. Like you remember, I remember you mentioning how long it would take. For
it'd take a second. Yeah, your hand will be up here, and then it will just come back to. Yeah.
I think they reduced that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, that's my prediction. I think it's available later today. If you want to buy the Quest 2, get it. You get 3 months of Game Pass. You get Xbox controller. Job done. You're having a good time. But yeah,
I like it.
If I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna get an Xbox controller when this announcement's been made. Because I mean, unless they go, okay, it now supports the PlayStation controller as well, or all the controllers, and it's fine. I can get my PS5. But yeah, if Game Pass is announced, I'll definitely be picking up an Xbox controller.
Well, hey, if you find yourself wanting an Elite one, I got a hookup. I can get you a really good discount there.
Okay, that's good to know. We'll talk later.
I agree with the free Game Pass. That's similar to their NBC Peacock connection, where I have that for 3 months now.
And such. Yeah.
That would be a solid one. So Game Pass is starting to not do their like you used to be able to get it for $1,
they don't do that anymore. No. Yeah, they don't do their $1 or anything like that anymore. So, but they do the monthly 3 months on everything that's new. You know, if you get cloud gaming on your phone, it's 3 months monthly kind of thing you get for free and such. So yeah. All right, so let's go into our final Discord prediction / hopes, and this comes from Steve, who has a couple predictions. He says, I don't think we'll learn anything official about the Quest 3. They'll tease it, but no hardware or anything like that. He said that will be probably closer to holiday season, which I kind of agree. I don't even think they tease it, but I can see a world when they do that. And then he says, and I bet they keep GTA 3 in their pocket. I think he means San Andreas, for Quest 3. Mm-hmm. Maybe realizing that the Quest 2 just didn't have enough horsepower to properly run it. And then he also says lots of DLC updates and maybe standalone Asgard's Wrath. Yeah. Lots of DLC updates is what I said. And also Asgard's Wrath, which was what we expect to, because it's going to be teased. It was teased at the end, but yeah.
Yeah, I will say I've left off my Worlds of Wrath RPG game and Aliens VR just simply because those have both been mentioned pretty significantly in the past.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, your final prediction 5. What do you have?
Drum roll, please. Time Crisis. We need a light gun shooter, man. We need some light gun shooters, and Time Crisis.
That's true.
Is a crisis of time for Time Crisis.
Which is true. You're actually on something. Like we have shooters. We have loads of shooters. We have Pixel Rip and all that. Arcade, I was playing last week and such. We have all that stuff, but we don't have like a true arcade style Time Splinters, Time Crisis, House of the Dead kind of shooter.
Exactly. I almost put Time Splitters too. I was like, no, let's do Time Crisis. That one's more fun.
Yeah, I remember I used to have the gun for the PS1 playing that. And then it didn't work well, but it worked. It worked okay. It wasn't like the arcades worked.
And you can play 2-player, but you don't need 2 people. It's not really like... You're not walking around really. Not transportation. Movement is like node to node usually, like Zombieland or something like that. You know,
I guess like Dead Seconds.
It's good for new people.
Yeah, Dead Seconds like that. But yeah, if you have 100%. Something like an IP like that, plus Dead Seconds not even on the bloody store, so I don't think it still is.
Maybe that's why they kept him off the store.
Maybe. I'm not sure. Maybe it's coming to the store now. I think I've read something like that. But yeah, very, very nice. So I didn't have a 5th prediction, so I'm going to pull it out my butt and say that I'm going to say a bunch of things that's just wild. The Quest 3 is not called the Quest 3. It's called something else. It's like the Quest SE or something like that, or whatever. They want Quest Pro and they want Quest something else.
So I did go back and I looked at my notes from last year, and I had Cambria written down, and I looked at it and I was like, what the fuck Cambria. I was like, oh yeah, that's what they said the Pro is going to be.
The Pro is called, yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure. The only reason why I'm saying this, I actually think it's going to be Quest 3, actually thinking about it. But the leaks not leaks, but if you go onto the store right now, they've got supports Quest 3 on some of the games, and also says supports new Quest and such. But I can see a world where they don't call it the Quest 3, and they just call it the Quest something, and they just have the Pro, and then they have a whatever, and that's their two lines moving forward. Quest 3 makes a lot more sense. I know this is a stupid prediction, but we're at 5.
Yeah.
And
we did it.
One other thing to add on to that prediction, I don't think GTA is going to be shown. I don't think that game exists. Here's a reason. Here's a reason why I have doubt. Like, it might be shown for sure, because they did teased it in the Connect, and it's the perfect time to show it if they're going to show it. But the doubt I have is that Rockstar working on GTA 4 and Red Dead Redemption ports, Red Dead Redemption 1 for the PlayStation and the Xbox, and they canned it because they said they need everyone to work on GTA 6 because it's got so big. And sure, the ports are probably done by not Rockstar but outside parties, but they
with that other with the
LA Noire and Max Payne.
No, when they released all 3, that was
the triple pack. Yeah, that didn't go well, I don't think. But so they canned that, even though I believe that was being made out of house, and they still canned it because they need all their assets and such. Maybe it was like a budget thing to go everything on GTA 6. Not like they don't have a small budget, but still, GTA 6 is apparently freaking massive. That's why I'm having that slight doubt that maybe they didn't say anything that they pulled San Andreas at all or anything like that, but that's the only reason why I have some doubt. Like, I'm not sure if it's even happening.
The reason I have doubt about it is because I don't want to get my hopes up, and I'd rather be really happy and wrong. And so at least now I'll be right and sad.
Fair enough. Are you like, say if they do announce it, is that something that you would be hyped about with GTA set? Like, does that excite you? Because for me, it doesn't excite me at all. It's like GTA San Andreas coming out.
It excites me. That's like one of my favorite ones for sure. Interesting.
Fair enough. Like, for me, it was also, I think it's probably my favorite GTA, but I don't know if I'm excited just to play it again into VR. I don't think I'm interested.
It just seems like it would be VR sickness in a very, like, that's why I want to jetpack around and, like, like,
imagine all the cheats are available.
30 yards. Yeah. Like,
if all the cheats are available, okay, maybe I'll be interested. But the thing that I'm really interested about, I'm just interested to see how this works. How does this big open world GTA San Andreas, where you can punch people off the streets, how does this work?
Yeah.
How does it work?
There's so much interactivity in VR that's not available in flat gaming, like touching an NPC or like, all that stuff. So I do think it would be very difficult to get that thing on the Quest 2.
Yeah, I'm definitely intrigued. All right, perfect. That's our predictions. Anything else, Samson, that you just had in the background and you just need to get it out because you think they're worthwhile before we wrap up part 2?
I did forget to mention it, and Live Open Mike had a whole video on it. The contractors in their Discord announced they're coming out with a Battle Royale game.
Yep.
So it's possible we get a mention of that, I suppose.
Yeah. That makes a lot of sense. Because it's funny how that's not been like formally announced. It's just in the Discord.
Yeah. And nobody picked up on it. Like, Live Open Mike's the only person I've seen mention this.
Yeah, big ups to him for sure. But yeah, that's very, very confusing how they've not really put it up properly. So yeah, that might just be, you're right. That's a good prediction. I like that. Did you have any wacky ones, like a really wacky one, or have you said them all?
I mean, Metal Gear was pretty wacky.
It's pretty wacky.
I mean, if I had to go wacky and hardware, Quest 3 pre-orders go live, but I don't think that's happening, really.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay, so that's our predictions. Let us know in the comments or in the Discord if you have any further predictions, or do you think our predictions suck? We don't have the best track record.
Yeah. Ghostbusters. Yeah.
We'll get a release date for Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
We'll get a release date for that. That's a lock. That's a lock. Yeah. I'll be shocked. I'll be shocked if it's not announced like, oh, Ghostbusters is out this month or next month or something like that. I'll be shocked if it's like a full game, but we'll see. I'm excited for the Among Us, to be honest. That's like one of my biggest excitements. I'm ready for a new map.
Yeah, I'm excited for Polis.
Yeah, I'm ready for a new map. So yeah, I'm buzzing to hear that. Hopefully it's like sooner rather than later, like it's July rather than it's going to come out in October.
How many so there's been reports or whatever, last year there were 12 games shown that it's going to be about double the size, so 20 plus games potentially, and DLCs I imagine might be roped into that or whatever. But how many things do you think are available that day and or within like a week?
Probably two. Not counting the DLCs, probably like one or two. I don't think there's going to be many. Yeah. I don't think there's going to be many. I think the DLCs will be more like, so now, like Walkabout will be at the end of June. Beat Saber will be like, this is out today or tomorrow. What the Bat will probably 100%. Be around there, kind of thing. But like the actual games itself, I think one potential game, like Pixel Ripped, 1976, the new one, I don't remember what it's called. Yeah. I can see that being shadow dropped within the first few weeks, because that one looks fairly closer to be done. But that's it. I think the rest is all August onwards. Quest 3. Do
you think Pop 1 has anything?
If it is, it'll just be a DLC thing that's in the pre-show. But I don't know. They've kind of disappeared a little bit ever. They had the big update, right? Whereas now you can create anything in there and create your own kind of worlds. And it went free. I don't know if there's any other further things, unless there's like a season pass thing that they're going to include as a DLC. But that's a pre-show thing, which I really like they're going to do the pre-show, because I hope they do it where all the DLCs are crammed into that so we can just focus on the proper releases in the actual show. But I don't know. Do you think that we'll have something from Pop 1?
Pop 1, I mean, they're kind of trying to swan song it. I think they're starting to work on their next game or whatever they got next. I imagine that's why they went free to play. Yeah. So I could see like skins or some sort of like DLC you're saying or add-on. But it's mostly just because they're a meta studio. Yeah. And it's one of their more popular games.
Yeah. Yeah. Fair enough. All right. So that's our predictions. That's part 2 of the podcast. In part 3, we'll briefly talk about the news and all of our games out this week, because there are quite a few actually. So we'll see you then. Let's Talk Oculus is available on all good podcast platforms and some rubbish ones as well. If you want to see the video version, it's available on YouTube and Spotify. And also, if you love us so much, then consider throwing us $1 at patreon.com/Let's Talk Oculus. Back to the show. All right, welcome back to part 3, the news and games out this week. So just a quick news story here. Quest V54 is officially out now. We've got custom home skyboxes that we kind of spoke about last week. A bit more detail on that. There's 3 pre-installed custom home boxes. And if you want to do like your own custom design, the resolution is 6144 by 3160, which is a very awkward resolution, but
of course, like all my photos.
Yes, of course. The one thing to note: your custom home skyboxes won't be available to be seen by any of your friends joining your home, nor will it work with every environment. So, just for your own viewing pleasure, so you can have whatever you want. You can have the most grotesque things in there if you wanted to, and no one's going to see it.
I want like just a bunch of my face, just and then I want one of my face stretched out.
It'll just be for you. It's just only when you're handing it to other people the Quest and you're like, what the is this? There's also improved tracking for Quest Pro controllers, which is kind of nice, because I don't know if they can do software updates with the Quest 2 controllers. I'm not sure if that's a thing, but with the Quest Pro ones you can, obviously. With the PS5 ones and Xbox ones you can as well. So I don't know. I've never seen an update for the controllers for Quest 2 before, so that's a neat thing. And also notifications for 2D apps like Instagram. I put instigations in the script, so that's really thrown me off. But Instagram is now live too. They've had Messenger notifications for a while though, I'm pretty sure.
Dude, you know what's weird?
Yeah.
I'll get I'll be talking on Messenger or whatever, and then I'm obviously reading those messages, so they've already been read. Yeah. Next time I get in my headset, they'll start pinging, they'll start popping up as if
you're not read.
I didn't read them. Yeah,
maybe this improves it now. Maybe it wasn't properly integrated, but now it does. Who knows? And then the final thing, sad for the old Oculus users, but Meta seems to have ended support for Oculus Home on its Oculus app for the PC VR headsets. I mean, that Oculus app does look dated, but I do actually still like it every time. Well, back when I had the PC set up and you load into the Oculus Home with all the gray buttons at the bottom and such, is actually kind of nice. But yeah, it looks like they've come out with a new update which removes access to customization features, and it cuts off users from using their existing homes environments. So in the Oculus Home, there was way more customization options that you could do. Where in the Quest you could just put a picture up, I guess now, but in the Oculus Home you could do way more with it, completely customize that. And that, I wish that they had that for the Quest actually, but I don't know if that's just asset management and how it can run. For sure, probably something like that for sure.
I'm hoping that they're getting rid of this to build something new that'll run on both Quest 2 and PC, but I don't think that's the reason. They're just being mean landlords.
Yeah, and they're evicting all the PC VR users.
Yeah, but it's sad. It's sad, man. There's like a tech man. He's got a TikTok where he's hanging out in his room, and he set up his room to be like his Oculus Home room. So he's like walking around room scale, and his TV is where the TV is in the home.
Yeah.
And he picks up his creative games, and he throws them on his couch, and he picks them up. And it's just like, why take that all away? Why? I just don't get. That's what I don't get. Like, why get rid of this? It's not really. It can't be taking up that many resources.
I don't know. I'm not sure why it would. Yeah, sometimes it's just like why? Like, sure, get rid of the customization features, but why completely cut it off from their existing home environments? Why not just you can still, you just can't add anything else or anything like that. But exactly. Yeah, it's really odd. But anyway, that's the VR news.
People put a lot of time and effort into like customizing their homes, and then just one day they go and they like can't.
It's digital problems, right?
It's gone.
It's like the Star Wars pinball where like you take a while by putting all your stuff that you have. You got your big Wookiees or whatever in the corner and such, and sometime one day that app will just disappear. It'll be gone, and then all that time you spent decking out your like. I would say man cave, but I guess that's not appropriate. It's more like a gamer's cave or a nerd cave, should we say? I think that sounds better now. You go to your nerd cave and then it's all gone. It's all gone. That's the problem with digital stuff like that. Anyway, that's the VR news. Let's go to the games out this week. Samson, I'll let you start because I know you talked about this one last week.
Yes. This was an App Lab title that I played, and now it's headed to the store. Go them. Cards and tankards. Grab a drink, invite your friends, and ready your deck. Cards and Tankards is VR's first social collectible card game. Collect over 160 cards, battle against other players or the computer, and enjoy the immersive atmosphere of playing at your local card store from the comfort of your own home. And this game works flat screen if you get it on Steam. But
yeah, it's free, right, as well, so... At least it was free on App Lab, so yeah. I'm gonna I forgot to check this out. I put this on the list. I will definitely check this out because you did talk highly of it last week. Yeah, definitely. The second game is Everslaw Invasion. All these games come out on the day of podcast, by the way, 25th of May. Get ready for your ultimate VR action game with Everslaw Invasion. Choose from 3 unique classes, then team up with a friend online. There's no comma there. I completely messed that up. Team up with a friend online to take out hordes of enemies and defeat the great corruption. Run, dash, run, dash, jump, and grapple your way through large, dark fantasy environments. Upgrade your skills and gear and become more powerful. And a wide variety of melee and ranged weapons, unique character abilities, physical-based combat means every battle in Everslaw Invasion is a thrill. This is a hit and miss type of game. This is a game that always is. This no disrespect to this game, but this is one of those titles that always looks cool on the trailers, and then you get in and it just doesn't work that well as we like. So I am curious. This is not one for me, but I am very curious to see what people think of this game and see the reviews for this one.
But I agree that unless these reviews are really good, I'm probably not going to be hopping in unless somebody in our Discord or one of my friends is like, yo, you got to hop in with me.
You got to play this one. Exactly. After you, and good luck for this description.
Thank you. Another game that I'm like, it looks cool, but I'm not too into, I think. Cryman, Mercenary Tales. Raise your glasses high, me hearties. You're about to embark on a journey through 8 swashbuckling tales of grandeur riches, legendary feats. Slash your way through eerie castles, ancient temples, forsaken shipwrecks, and other astonishing locations, while wielding a variety of historically accurate weapons directly from the 17th century with not this terrible accent. Experience visually captivating comic book graphics while being entertained by the mercenary humor of the tavern's patrons and their over-the-top achievements. Sounds like Jenna might be into that.
Yeah, sounds like that's that kind of the pirate accent there. You did a decent job. I like it. I like it. But yeah, another game where, you know, it's one of those. It's like it looks good. It definitely looks good. The graphics look really nice, to be honest, with that comic book kind of style.
Yeah, and I saw
time.
When you hit, like, when the swords clash or whatever, I think you see, like, words, right?
Yeah, like the comic book kind of style.
Batman, yeah.
Yeah, which is kind of fun. I feel like this will be a fun game if it works really well, in terms of the comedic element and such. But I think right now, once again, with all the games that we got playing, it's all about reviews. And it's all about reviews. And it's the same one for the next one. Hello Neighbor, Search and Rescue. Now, before I talk about the description, we did... We were meant to play it. I mean, I meant to play it before this embargo, but I forgot to. And plus, it's a predictions episode. So we'll talk about this game. We'll give it more of a review next week on next week's show, because I would have played it a bit more. I would have played it at all as well. But anyway, Hello Neighbor, Search and Rescue is a groundbreaking VR horror puzzle game where you sneak into your creepy neighbor's house to save your friend. Switch between characters to outsmart your neighbor. Each unique character has their own key items and skills. You would have to increasingly use your wits to find an alternate solution to a dynamic range of puzzles and challenging environmental obstacles. Use your approach to infiltrate Mr. Peterson's house by alternating perspectives, combining character skill to dynamically solve puzzles, uncover hidden mysteries, and reveal new pathways to your environment. So that part of it sounds cool to me, where there's different types of characters and you will need to switch between the characters to solve the puzzles. So you're not just you're not just yourself. Maybe there'll be a small character that you have to switch to and then you become really small kind of thing. I don't know, I haven't played it yet, but that sounds like a really unique way. It's kind of like the Aspire 2 where you can go in again, but as a completely different kind of character. So it feels a bit different, but this is as you're playing. So,
have you played any of the flat ones? Because this is a series,
it's like a series.
It is
an
IP, yeah.
No, I haven't. I have friends who have played the first one before and they have liked it. They just found it very scary because you're being chased. But no, I haven't. Have you? Have you played the flat ones?
I've not.
No, yeah, I haven't played them. I mean, Hello Neighbor 2 just came out recently. When I say recently, probably the start of this year. I feel
like it had a lot of delays. I feel like I remember hearing about the game and it going through some trouble, but I don't remember.
Yeah, is the VR one or just
no, the
second one.
The flat.
Yeah. I mean the VR one's also had its delay, right? And it's obviously out as you were listening to this. So yeah, it's one of the things that I would say hold out for reviews. Due to the delays, it might. I don't know if it's going to be great or not, but we'll talk about it next week because I'll play it more in depth and we'll have that at the start of the show for sure. Hello Neighbor. But yeah, that is everything. Anything else?
Yeah. How you doing in Zelda?
Doing good. I still haven't got past the opening area. I have now played 4 hours. I haven't played. It's not like a quick game that I'm playing. I'm just kind of it's been nice. I've been like taking the Switch to the park and just like sitting on a bench with the of course the shadow in the shade, because otherwise you can't see the screen. But it looks gorgeous on that OLED screen. I played it on my, like, I have a decent TV. I mean, it was pretty cheap. It was like $200 US, but it's like a 4K TV. I mean, they're not that expensive nowadays, but it looks good on that. But it looks way better, not way better, but it looks like that extra polish, that extra sharpness on the OLED screen, because my screen is just like an LCD screen, and it looks beautiful, and it's really good. I'm really enjoying it. There's a lot of crafting involved, where let's say there's you're on the mountain where it's all snowy, and then it's ice cold water. So if you go into the water, you pretty much die almost immediately. It gives you like a second to try and get out, but you pretty much die straight away. So you need to craft. So I remember I was like, okay, I need to go across this using a boat. There's trees around. So what I did is that I tried to knock down the trees, but I realized all I had was a stick. And I was like, I can't knock it down with a stick. But I found something sharp on the floor. So I fused the sharp thing to the stick, and that enabled me to... Yeah, made a knife. And that enabled me to chop down 3 of the trees, fuse them together to make like the boat. And then I put 2 fans on either side, and then I just sailed across. And I was like, this is fun. This is fun. Right now, it's still like I'm not even gone out the opening area. The opening area in Zelda Breath of the Wild, the first one, that was you're in there for like maybe an hour, and then you're out, and then you can explore the rest of Hyrule. This one, no.
I just picked up my thing because I was thinking of buying Pokemon, and I saw my college buddy was playing Breath of the Wild, and he was at hour 115.
Yeah.
And he said he hasn't even left the second area yet. He's just like exploring and just learning it. He's like, I don't even have everything yet.
Yeah,
like holy smokes, you're gonna spend like 400 to 500 hours in this map, in this game, between the 2 games. Yeah,
that's the thing. Like with Breath of the Wild, especially, if you just wanted to just go for it and just do all the main stuff, it would probably take you 35 hours, or 35 to 40 hours. But this one, it's taken me freaking almost 4 hours just to try and get out the first page. And I got right to the end, and I thought, okay, this is it. And then it goes, oh no, I need to go back and get something else now. And I'm like, sake. But it's enjoyable though. It's really good. I'm enjoying it. I'm going back to the UK soon, and I'm actually looking forward to just going onto that plane for 9 hours and just taking my Switch. And sure, it's not going to last 9 hours, but I got the battery pack. I got the battery pack. I'm going to be ready to go. And yeah. That's what it's for. I mean,
international flights got like USB ports.
They do. Yeah, they do. Sometimes they're not that powerful though. They're like good enough to charge a phone, and that's about it. But yeah, I got the big battery pack, which will get me there. But I'm excited to play it more. It's just one of those, and plus because it's been nice here in Vancouver, it's been nice to just go out and play it in the park and just sit on a bench and just. I mean, that's what the Switch is for, right? It's like the Steam Deck. That's what it's for. Like, if you're just playing it at home, that's fine, but it's not. That's the point. Right?
Yeah, I play
especially the Steam Deck.
Edge, yeah.
Exactly. You want to play it in places that you don't really play. I'm
not going to sit. Oh, sometimes I'll watch sports and I'll play my Steam Deck, but yeah, not normally. I'm going to sit in front of my TV and play a handheld.
Yeah, exactly. Not often.
Speaking of though, I've been using my Analog Pocket Dock.
Oh yeah,
and been playing that on my TV. I've been playing a good amount of Tetris, and I started playing the Pokemon trading card game.
I've never actually played that one. I've actually never played that one. Is it good?
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's nostalgic. I used to collect the cards and play. Yeah. Like I used to play them like against people in 3rd and 4th grade. And it feels very much like that. You can build decks. You can have like 5 or 6 different decks, and you got to beat. It's like Pokemon Red and Blue. You got to beat 8 gym bosses and then like an Elite 4.
That's cool. That's cool. But there's no like open world kind of thing to it, right? It's just more.
Yeah, it's very much. It's not as big of a world as Pokemon at all. It's more like there's. It kind of feels like an intro world to like the Mario games where you can kind of like.
Yeah, fair enough.
It's like
That's cool. I've never played that one actually. Does it make you want to buy Pokemon cards again?
It vaguely did, but I'm going to resist that one for sure.
Do you know?
No, I have nobody to play with.
Just on that, I remember they had like the Pokemon conference or something like that like a few months ago, and they announced they're going to bring out the original cards again later this year. You could just buy the original cards, like exactly how they used to look like and everything like that. Yeah, they didn't release like the release date of it, but say sometime this year you'll be able to. I'm not sure if you can just buy packs or it's like you buy. Is it 180 Pokemon? The first one,
151.
151. You can just buy you can just buy it and it comes with all 151 of them. Yeah, as a whole collection. I think it's more to do with that than actually you're buying packs for it. So, but that could be a thing.
I remember kids having the binders.
Yeah.
The clear things that you could have 9 cards, and I remember everybody's first page. Charmander, Squirtle,
sure, the originals,
just everything. Yeah, it was beautiful. Yeah, but I was watching like Spawn Wave podcast, and he mentioned, I guess. They just released a few Game Boy Advance games on the Switch online.
Yeah, and, not Pokemon, but yeah. Oh, your mic's gone. But that's the perfect time to wrap up the show. Samson's mic's gone, his batteries ran out, but that's the perfect time to wrap up the show. That was our he's done. That was a predictions episode. Thank you all so much for watching / listening. Please check us out live. Come on the Let's Talk Oculus. It'll be, like I said, 10 a.m. We'll be actually, let's say 9:30 a.m., 12:30 p.m. Eastern. And
am I back?
Yeah, you're back as we're wrapping up. yeah. Back. Anyway,
this mod mic is giving me so many troubles, dude.
Yeah, your voice also sounds really odd. But anyway, perfect time to end.
What do you mean? That's just been my voice.
You sound like the baseball commentary or something like that.
See you next time on Let's Talkoculus.
Bye, everyone.